Welcome to the Mind Your Business Show. I'm your host, Tony Calloway, your private money godfather. And today I've got something really special for you as we're rolling slowly into 2024. Everybody's thinking about what can I do to have more money, make more money. So today's topic is going to be one that's going to hit right on that target, and that's 13 best passive income ideas for making money in 2024. So grab your pen and paper and come back because we're going to have a great. See you in just a minute. Welcome back to the Mind Your Business Show. Again, I'm your host, Tony Calloway, your private money godfather. And as you see, we're going to talk about 13 best passive income ideas for making money in 2024. If you're like me, at the end of the year, I'm always thinking into the next year, what are my goals? What are my ambitions going to be? And invariably, if you're like me, there's always something in there related to being better off financially. So today I'm going to give you some ideas. It's going to be a shift in terms of how most people think about having more income, but I think you're really going to be excited about what I share with you, and hopefully you'll be able to put it into your planning and put it into practice in the upcoming year. Now, as you see here, we're going to talk about the 13 best passive income ideas. So the key thing here is that when we talk about passive income, it's a great way to generate extra money, as well as it's going to help you to maintain your purchasing power, because as you know, in these days and times, the cost of everything has been going up dramatically. So we definitely want to have that extra income so that you can continue to maintain, if not improve, your lifestyle and standard of living. We're going to explore the 13 smartest passive income ideas, and in the course of doing that, what I want to do is compare them in terms of the pros and the cons so that you can see which ones may be right for you. The most important thing to me always, if you've been watching some of the Mind Your Business shows, is let's start with the textbook definition, okay? So what is passive income? Now, according to Printify.com, passive income is cash flow from a source other than contract or direct employment. It's the income you generate without putting in much time, work, or effort afterward. So a key thing is you put the time and effort in up front, and then from that point on, you start deriving ongoing, as we call it, passive income. Now, there are three main ways that you can gain passive income. Now, these are categorized into things that we're going to go through as I talk about the 13. Now, the first one is investing. Now, everyone's heard of investing. So we look at it, and that is using the money you have to generate even more money. And a great example of that is something that we talk about in a number of the episodes, which is investing in real estate, for example, but there are other opportunities to invest as well. The second is asset building. Now, asset building is acquiring assets that generate income passively over time. And one that is very common is publishing a book. Once you write it and it goes into the marketplace, as it sells, you continue to generate income from that. And then the third is something that's become more popular in these days and times with technology, and that is asset sharing. Now, asset sharing is renting out or selling assets you already own. And the first example I'm sure that popped to your mind, as it does to mine, is Airbnb-ing your home. That's a tongue twister, Airbnb-ing your home, because you already have it, and if you share it with people and make money, boom, that's a great opportunity for you to generate passive income. So now, this chart, if you can read it, hopefully you're able to, it gives you a comparison of passive versus active income opportunities. So the first thing here is that you can examine and see that most of the ones that are on the active side have you actually doing something. So for example, you driving your car as a Uber driver or a Lyft driver versus you having your car out there with advertising on it that I'll talk about, or having your car where people are actually able to rent your car, where the asset itself is making money for you. And there's a list of those there, but key thing is the difference between active and passive income is passive income, you make an upfront investment of capital or an upfront investment of time. And now once that is in place, whether it starts gradually and builds or whether it just comes right out of the gate hot, so to speak, your passive income is going to be derived after that, and you really have a little more to do to it than monitor it and tend to it. You don't have to roll up your sleeves anymore and get back in the trenches and do it over and over and over again. So ideally, everybody wants to have passive income. In fact, when most people think of retirement, that's what they think of, is having ongoing income. But why wait to retirement? Hey, 2024 is right around the corner. So these ideas we're going to discuss, these 13 best passive income ideas for making money in 2024 are going to be here for you to start using right away. Now, as we continue to go through this episode is sponsored by the Private Money Syndicate, where we power your dreams with private money. So if you want to learn more about the Private Money Syndicate, please visit privatemoneysyndicate.com or give us a call at 706-888-3719. All right, here we go. We're at our first one. The first best passive income idea for making money in 2024 is open a print-on-demand store. Print-on-demand store. Well, what is that? Well, have you ever gone online and seen where you could order t-shirts and you want to have them customized with, let's say we had our family reunion a couple of years ago and we had t-shirts at Callaway Family Reunion there, or you can have cards made, or you can have anything where you want to have a banner that you order. So now you may not realize this, but you too can have a website or a store, print-on-demand store, where people can go in and they can order these customizable items. So as you see here, the investment is time. Basically, once you set it up, the passive income potential is very high, because if people find your site and they go on there and order, then you haven't got much else invested. And as you see there, the last point is the risk is zero. All right, you don't have any ongoing expenses. You're helping someone else to gain clientele and to market and produce and sell their product. So you're part of the marketing process. Now, the pros are no money up front. Basically, you set up a website or you become part of an affiliate program, and then you just basically promote, advertise. And there's no physical inventory. You don't have to keep the banners. You don't have to have the t-shirts in stock. You just create orders. And there's no need to be tech savvy. These are very easy to set up. And now the third party fulfills the orders at wholesale price. So let's just say, for example, you're selling these t-shirts at $20 a piece, but the wholesale price to you is $10. All right, so once the process is started and the payment is rendered and fulfillment is made, you made $10 per item sold in profit. So the customer pays the retail price, you pay the wholesale price to the producer, and you keep the profit. As it says there, it leaves you with the most important part, the profit. Now, the cons, you got to trust that your print partners is going to do everything right, that they're going to deliver on the expectations, because the best customer is a repeat customer. So if someone has a great customer experience, if someone loves the product that they get when they come to your print-on-demand store, then guess what? They're going to come back and they're probably going to tell somebody else about it. So make sure that you find a partner that's going to represent a great service experience for your client. And not only are they going to make money, but you're going to make money, which is your first opportunity to generate passive income in 2024, opening your own print-on-demand store. The second is creating an online course. Now, an online course, I have licenses that I have to renew annually, and every year there's something called continuing education. Maybe some of you have to do that. But not only that, if you want to learn how to be any kind of professional person, a lot of courses have gone online where you can get certified or you can get degrees even. But creating an online course, as you see, the investment is time and supporting resources. Now, time, we understand what that is, but now supporting resources is you've got to get someone to package it and post or host it so that people can access it. So whatever's involved in the editing, those things are supporting resources. But now beyond that, the passive income potential, you see it says very high, because if you're in a niche where people have to, like I have to do continuing education, find yours and they love your format and they get what they want from it, then they're going to keep coming back year after year and tell other people about it. And the risk is low. Now, the pros here of having an online course is that online courses can be great passive income business if you're a professional in your field and truly have what it takes to teach others. Now, granted, if you already teach this stuff, and I'm one of these people, I say that if I want to say something more than 2 or 3 times, I'd rather record it or have it documented or written somewhere as long as I hear, but that's the same notion of an online course. So there's some area of expertise that you have, and don't sell yourself short. Find a way to create an online course, because I bet you, even if it's weaving or knitting or painting or anything or cooking, there's somebody who wants to know how to do what you do, and having an online course can teach them how to do it. Now, the cons are you'll need to invest a lot of time and effort up front, and it needs to look and sound professional, be easy to understand, and cover all the essentials of the topic. So you really got to have a top-notch course, and to do that, it's going to take some focus, effort, time. And the key thing is, if you do it right, you're going to be rewarded. But if you don't do it right, just like everything else in life, this is no different. Maybe you won't be, but this is the number 2 opportunity for you to develop your passive income. Number 3 is rent out property. Now, for most of you, I bet that when you think of passive income, one of the areas you think about is real estate. So here, as we talk about renting out income, we're talking about your property. Okay, we're not talking about going out here necessarily buying another rental property or something outside of that, because again, in the 2020s, and I don't know who will see this in the 2030s, but technology makes it where you're able to use your own property to rent out the space, so to speak. Now, in addition to the investment in property, time and other resources may be involved, but check that out. What does it say? Passive income potential is HIGH, high. Wow, awesome. The risk is medium because you do have to make some investment. But now let's examine the pros and cons. All right, the pro is that your rental property, whether it's a long-term rental or you just renting out a spare bedroom, which is kind of how Airbnb got started, you get to set the rules. There's a contract, and you reap the benefits, you reap the profits, because again, these platforms make it where basically you're providing access to an asset for other people who are looking for that. If you've got a spare bedroom, if you've got a spare house, or if you're going to be out of the country for 2 or 3 months and you want to put your existing residence on an Airbnb platform or one of the others, VRBO, then hey, it's already there. They're looking for you because the people are looking to be wherever you are and look for somewhere to stay, and you get to create and curate that experience. But that contract is what codifies, what they have to do and what you're going to get compensated and all those great things. So again, it's very linear, very clear, and a lot of people are getting involved with it. Now that's the pros. Now the con is whatever happens to the property is still your responsibility as the owner. And of course, there's things called homeowners insurance, and even these platforms like Airbnb and VRBO have their own special insurance for people who participate with them, because things do happen. Whether you just had a bad person come in, a bad actor, or something just happened anyway. I just encourage you that if you've got spare space, this is a great way, renting out property, for you to generate passive income. All right, let's go to number 4. Rent out transportation. Now, it amazes me when I ride around how many people have cars in their driveways or even in their yard sometimes, even out on the street. I think in the United States, people just have plenty of cars. So when we talk about renting out transportation, there are platforms that allow you to do that too. Now the investment is, well, heck, you already bought the car, but yeah, you got to pay for the insurance anyway, and yeah, you got to do the maintenance. But now, considering the fact that those things are going to happen anyway, when we look at the income potential, it's average and the risk is medium. So now, what are the pros? Well, you just sit back, relax while your car does the work. I think I talked a few minutes earlier about how you could be driving for Uber or Lyft, which is your time, you're actively involved. But what about this now? Let's say that somebody uses Turo to rent your car. And I know 3 people who have actually used Turo to rent somebody else's car, and they loved it. Okay, so the Turo platform offers an opportunity for you to list your vehicle and for other people to have access and use it, but you define what the terms are, what you're going to rent it for, what their responsibilities are and things like that. So hey, if you got an extra car sitting around, or I have a friend who actually buys exotic cars and then he leases those out up in the Atlanta area, this is a great way for you to develop passive income. Now the cons are that the maintenance and wear and tear may be extra or excessive, and you have to make sure your insurance company is on board with this. So you need to make sure that your property, your car, is protected with the right type of automobile insurance to make sure that you're not violating any of the rules of traditional auto insurance where you're the sole owner, because other people will be driving your car. So check out number 4. Make sure I put up 4 fingers. Rent out transportation. Great idea for you to develop passive income. All right, now number 5 is one that you may not have thought about, but that is to indulge in peer-to-peer lending. Now, here we're talking about loaning out your own money. So the key investment is you got to have some up front, but you don't have to have a lot. Some of these peer-to-peer platforms, all you start with is $25. Now, the passive income can be high, because trust me, they're not lending it out at prime, prime interest rates. But to the extent that, whether somebody's a well-qualified borrower or whether they're, credit challenged or what have you, they're going to pay and you get the benefit of that. But now there is a higher risk associated with that. We'll talk about that in the cons. So now the pro here, as you see, is that websites like Lending Club, Prosper, and Worthy work as mediators connecting lenders and borrowers. So you don't have to go out and deal personally with anyone in terms of, loaning out your money. You just pretty much give it over to these guys. They account for it. And as your money goes into circulation being loaned, then the returns based on the interest rate get shared back to you. And as I said, that can be high. The con is that, there are, and I don't know who the scams are out there, but look out for them. So make sure you're not being scammed to give your money over to somebody. But then there's defaults, because your money is actually being loaned. If the person doesn't pay back according to the terms of the agreements, you could lose part of or all of your investment. So again, make sure that you're dealing with good actors, and where there's great opportunity, there's also some level of risk. But if that's something you're comfortable with, then consider peer-to-peer lending, because again, we're talking about developing passive income. So once you put that money out there to be loaned, you just start generating and benefiting from people borrowing. All right, number 6. Now, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, I have a nephew who's a phenomenal musician. I've got a brother who loves photography. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler, but the fact of the matter is there are a lot of people who are great at that. There are opportunities to license your material, because all these media things that you see, there's graphics, there's music, there are, things that are custom designed like logos or things like that. Well, there are people who are able to produce those things, and then they just license people to use them, and they get paid passively. So again, the investment you see is time. The passive income potential is high and the risk is very low. So now the pro is that, you slowly get your name out there as an artist, and I'll just use a music artist as an example. So maybe you're unknown at first, but then you start producing records and recordings and things like that. Now, those are the things that generate the income for you. Maybe you're a nature photographer, and you're great at producing pictures of animals in the wild, and people want to use those for some of their social media posts and things like that. Well, they'll pay you a fee to have access to use your content. All right, now the con is it might take time to gather significant revenue from your work. So if you've only got one song out there, and even if it's a bestseller, it's only going to generate so much income. But again, if your reputation as an artist continues to grow, because you continue to work, then it'll build. But at the beginning, it starts off like, drops, and then it builds ultimately into a flow. Then it may well turn into a river. So you need to constantly upload photos and music in hopes that some will be a hit and that they will sell. So if this is something that you love to do, music, art, photography, then I'm telling you right now, there are opportunities for you to monetize those things. There are platforms that help you to do that will generate passive income. Number 7 is, how about you try affiliate marketing? All right, now if you don't know what affiliate marketing is, it's where you basically use your own website or your own social media platform to put out links for other businesses, where people will come through those links to do business with them, buy their product, access their services, and you get a commission or a revenue share. All right, now the investment it says a lot of time, well, it's however much time you put into it. But from the standpoint, you have to actually make the post of those links. So your time is your investment. The passive income potential is very high and the risk is 0. So I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. All right, so now the pros here is joining an affiliate program is free. In fact, the Private Money Syndicate has an affiliate program where you can post links that people can apply for financing for their business or real estate. Now it says you can promote your links on your website or chosen social media platforms and earn passive commission income. So whenever someone decides to engage through the post that you put out, that's an opportunity for income to come into you. Now the con is that if you're a newcomer to the online world, then building a big enough audience to earn affiliate commissions will take some time. Now again, like many investments, you got to put the time in and give it time to compound. But again, you've already got the resources of your website or your social media. You develop an audience. They're just going to see these ads. They're going to see these links, and somebody's going to need what it is that you're providing access to, and you get paid for it. So there are a lot of affiliate marketing opportunities out there, but I encourage you to explore how you can get into that, especially if you're in social media or have your own website. And using the Private Money Syndicate as an example, who is the sponsor of this episode, if you go to privatemoneysyndicate.com, we want you to learn more about how you can help other people have access and power their dreams with private money as an affiliate of the Private Money Syndicate. Or you can call us at 706-888-3719 and learn more about that as well. All right, so now we're at number 8. This is something I got a great friend of mine who has kind of led me along this path here, and that is become a video content creator. Now, as you see, the investment is time and research. Again, if you're going to create video content, you got to have some content. So finding out what you want to discuss, talk about. For example, today I'm talking about 13 best passive income ideas for making money in 2024. Well, that's content that I had to research and come up with. And so you can do the same thing. The passive income potential is very high and the risk is low. Now, the pro is that once you have an audience that's grown to a certain level, you're open to multiple income streams from advertisers, from sponsors, and also getting involved in affiliate programs because you got the eyeballs, so to speak. So anybody who's getting eyeballs, getting attention through their video content is able to monetize the fact that they have these relationships with viewers. It says, plus the only things you're investing is time. And I would also like to think that is the case for me, if you're somebody who likes to talk about something, who likes to post on certain things, that you're doing something out of a passion anyway. So it's time well invested. Now, the downside is you risk investing time and effort into something that may not succeed. Content creators must constantly keep posting more videos to grow their audience. So again, there needs to be some alignment with your own personal interests because it's going to take time if you're starting flat-footed, like most people, like myself, to start getting people to tune in, to want to see what it is you're talking about, to want to participate in your engagement so that these advertisers and these sponsors want to run their ads on your particular platform and give you the opportunity to generate your passive income. But that's number 8, become a video content creator. Number 9 is somewhat aligned with that, and that is start a podcast. All right. Now, podcasting is hot nowadays. There are a lot of people obviously tapping into this, so why don't you consider it as well as a source of passive income for you in 2024? Now, as you see here, you invest time and money for your equipment. That's your investment. Now, the equipment doesn't have to be anything super fancy, but you do have to have the right tools for the task. All right, the passive income potential is high and the risk is low. Great combination, high return, low risk. Let's look at the pros. You don't need a fancy microphone or studio. With technology nowadays, you can use your smartphone, really, to record a podcast. And a simple headset is about all you need. Now, podcasting can be done also from a nice quiet corner of your own home. So this is a very easy opportunity for you to engage with. Now, the downside or the other side is that finding an audience that clicks with your content isn't easy. All right. So now you might take a little extra time and effort for you to start generating your passive income because it's going to take time and effort for you to start developing an audience who wants to hear what it is you're talking about. And very much like the video content, your podcast content is going to have listeners instead of eyeballs. You got ears, but your listeners are going to start hearing the ads and the sponsorships and things like that. So again, your focus in starting a podcast is that your content is going to create an audience of listeners. And if you're like me, again, I talk to people, I say that even with YouTubes, which are videos, I actually listen to them more than I actually watch them because I can listen while I'm driving, and not be distracted. All right, so this is another opportunity for you. Number 9 of our 13 is to start a podcast. Number 10 is something you've probably seen but never thought about for yourself, and that is to advertise on your car. And as you see, this is a nice old Chevy truck with a Coca-Cola ad. In fact, Coca-Cola is the most advertised product in the world. So, hey, why not you? All right, so for you to advertise on your car, your investment is your car. All right, now potential income is high and the risk is average. Now, the pro of this is that if you're out and about daily, this is a great way for you to generate passive income. Now, depending on the partnership, who you partner with as far as the advertiser, you might even get paid by the mile. So all I'm saying is if you want to make income, you got the car, just, you become a riding billboard. Now, the con is that you've got to watch out for scammers in this niche. And again, I wish I could tell you who those scammers are, but you got to be careful. And you also have to drive around with your ads. So you can't just park in your garage and think people are going to see it. They're tracking this. And so partner with an offer that doesn't compromise your values. So for example, let's just say, for example, you're someone who doesn't drink, you probably wouldn't feel comfortable having a beer advertisement or something on your car. But the key thing is, find something, a product that you're excited about. And again, if you're out and about, you have a car. We're talking about the 13 best passive income ideas for you to make money in 2024. This is another one, and this is number 10, advertising on your car. Number 11 is write an ebook. Now, writing an ebook is basically E stands for electronic or digital book, not a physical book. Now, it requires a lot of time, skill, and research. Everybody's not a good writer. But hey, with spell check and Grammarly and some of these other things, maybe you just throw a bucket of words at it and artificial intelligence might create it for you. Who knows where we'll be now and in the near future. But the key thing is it's going to take some time, skill, and obviously the research to construct and create a good publication. Now, the potential income is high, the passive income potential is high, and the risk is pretty low. Now, the pros are that low publishing and resource costs. It doesn't take a lot nowadays for you to publish a book, okay? And an ebook can be entertaining as well as educational. So it could be 100 best jokes I've ever heard in my life. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be something deep and profound, but the key thing, if you know how to give guidance on doing something, then doing educational ebook is a great tool as well. Now, the con is if your ebook doesn't pass the vibe of your readers, then obviously all your efforts could be for naught. But if people are excited about what you're talking about and they want to get engaged, they keep buying and buying, then you're going to keep making and making. And that's what passive income is all about. And here's an example of the ebook that I just recently published, and it's available on Amazon.com. That is Get All the Money You Want for Your Airbnb Business. Now let's think about this for a second. As I said, Airbnb is hot and people need money to do that. So if somebody, myself, the private money godfather, is going to tell you how to get all the money you want, then I think that might resonate with a lot of people who are either in or who want to go into the Airbnb space. And you see right there, I'm kind of proud that I've got 5 out of 5 stars, although it's only 2 reviews so far, but the book's $5.99. You download it, you read it, and you put it into use. Get all the money you want for your Airbnb business. This is an example of an ebook. So if you've got something that's on your heart and mind that you know about and you want to write about, Amazon is a great platform that helps you to do it for little of nothing. And you continue to make money every time somebody accesses the information that you have in your ebook. So I encourage you, if I did it, you can do it too. So consider having an ebook as an opportunity for you to generate passive income and make money in 2024. All right, number 12, recorded audiobook. All right, corollary to an ebook. An audiobook is where you basically record your words and people listen. Kind of like a podcast, if you think of it that way. Now, it might require you to invest a lot of time and some money to outsource skills because it has to be edited. You might want to have music in the background, those kind of things. So if you don't know how to do it, you can outsource it or you can invest in the tools to do so. Passive income is high and the risk is pretty low. Now, the pro is recording audiobook only requires that you have time to dedicate to actually doing an audiobook, unlike a podcast where you're kind of free flowing with your conversation. You're actually doing this like a book. You can self-publish or use sites like ACX to list your audiobook and earn royalties. So again, there are platforms. ACX is one where once you recorded your book, let's say it's a fairy tale that people can play at night when their kids are falling asleep, those kind of things. Then you find somebody who's going to host it, and every time somebody taps in and buys it, you get paid a royalty. Now, the con is that you need to find the right niche and audience for your audiobook. Like anything else, you got to have a customer base. There is a risk of putting the time and effort in, even some money, but not having anything come back to you in return. But that's a risk with any business proposition. So I really don't even see that as a con. I see it as a common sense possibility, but the object though is that you can do your research and find where your recorded audiobook can find its place in the market, and you can start generating that passive income for yourself. Now we're at number 13, the baker's dozen, and that is invest in REITs. Now, if you don't know what REITs are, I'll tell you, because I didn't know many years ago, but REITs stand for Real Estate, R-E, Investment Trust, R-E-I-T, Real Estate Investment Trust. Now you see a picture of the globe here because the thing with REITs is that you can invest anywhere in the world. And so let me break it down to you. It says that your investment is money and time to research. So obviously this is an investment of capital. So the money, but the time to research comes down to you finding the right opportunity for very high potential income with average risk. Now the pro here is that you can buy REITs on the stock market and invest as little as $10 to derive income from a property portfolio without spending thousands of dollars on real estate. So this is an indirect investment in real estate using real estate investment trust. And again, you don't have to start with a bunch of money. Obviously, the more you invest, the more you potentially can make, but at least this is a great way to start in the upcoming year to generate the passive income. Now, the cons are that you need to spend a lot of time researching to find the right REIT to avoid, blindly investing. Because, I say everybody's got what I call sales speak. Everybody's got the best of everything, but the great thing is with your research of Google and other tools that can help you to find out who's who and doing what, and reviews and star ratings and whatever you want to use to determine those things, you can find the right investment. And so that way you're not just blindly investing and being at risk of losing part of or all of your investment money. So now the key thing is investing in REITs is a great way for you to take a little of your capital, put it out there to the global market in real estate and start deriving passive income from that. So that's number 13, the last of our 13, investing in real estate investment trust. So we've come to the end. I've given you the 13 best passive income ideas for making money in 2024. So let's recap. What have we learned? Well, we discussed the 13 best ideas for making passive income in the upcoming year. The great thing about it is most require a little more than time, effort, and resources that you already have. For example, renting out a room, renting out your car, having ads on your car. I mean, all these things you already have, the asset, you just got to think about it differently. You got to think about it as an opportunity for you to generate passive income. Now, these ideas and others that I've discussed can be found on printify.com/blog/passive-income-ideas. So again, when I talk about research, that's where these ideas came from. So if you want to explore the others that they might have for you, have at it. But the key thing is I've given you the 13 best ones that you've gotten right here. So the Private Money Syndicate has brought you another great episode, and we want you to reach out to us at privatemoneysyndicate.com, or you can give us a call at 706-888-3719. And if you have any questions or ideas, because I need more ideas, I need more content to bring you guys, so please, I want to talk to you about what you want to hear about. So give me a call at 706-888-3719, or email me at tony@privatemoneygodfather.com, or you can go to our website at privatemoneysyndicate.com. So that brings us to the end of another great episode, and I hope that you learned a lot. I hope you're excited about the upcoming year and your passive income opportunities. And as I always say, if you're going to go in business and stay in business, you've got to mind your business. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.